Hi there and welcome to Juicy Celeb Talks. The storm brewing behind the closed doors of ABC Studios, the atmosphere grew dense with tension. What was once a lively hub filled with cheerful conversations and morning banter had transformed into a space of muted whispers and nervous glances. The View, once a cornerstone of daytime television, now teetered on the brink of collapse. It all began as an ordinary discussion, the kind that often sparked vibrant debates among the show's co-hosts. But this time, a fleeting moment of unscripted dialogue spiraled into a storm so severe that it threatened to dismantle one of TV's most iconic shows. No one could have predicted that a few words from Sunny Hostin would ignite a chain reaction so catastrophic it would lead to the potential downfall of one of the longest-running daytime programs. Yet, as lawsuits loomed, sponsors withdrew, and ABC executives scrambled to salvage what remained, the harsh reality began to sink in. The View was on the verge of ending. For decades, The View had reigned supreme in daytime television. Its bold discussions, fiery debates, and charismatic hosts had turned it into a cultural powerhouse, shaping conversations across households and workplaces nationwide. The show had weathered numerous storms before: controversies, cast changes, and public backlash, but this time was different. This wasn't just about bad press or declining ratings. The stakes were much higher. This time, the show had crossed someone with both the resources and determination to fight back. The first signs of trouble were subtle. Studio staff noticed a shift in energy. Makeup artists whispered about rising tensions, while production assistants overheard urgent phone calls and heated exchanges in the hallways. The camaraderie that once fueled the team had given way to unease, as if everyone was bracing for an impending storm. Even the hosts, known for their animated discussions, seemed unusually cautious. The air of spontaneity that once defined the show now felt strained. And then, in a single moment that changed everything, Sunny Hostin delivered remarks that sent shockwaves through the studio and beyond. What began as a routine commentary on a headline quickly took a sharp turn. Sunny's tone grew more pointed, her accusations more direct. By the time she finished, it was clear she had crossed a line. While some viewers applauded her bravery, others, especially those connected to the person she had targeted, were already preparing to retaliate. The lawsuit came faster than anyone anticipated. This wasn't a simple defamation claim that could be dismissed with a public apology or settlement. It was a full-blown legal battle, spearheaded by a plaintiff with wealth, influence, and an unyielding determination to hold The View accountable. The damages sought were astronomical, sending shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned network executives. Behind the scenes, chaos erupted. ABC executives held emergency meetings late into the night, their offices glowing against the city skyline. Legal teams pored over countless hours of footage, desperately searching for a defense. Public relations specialists crafted carefully worded statements, each one scrutinized by lawyers before release. But none of it was enough. The damage was already done. Major sponsors wasted no time distancing themselves from the controversy. First, it was a luxury car brand. Then, a prominent cosmetics company. One by one, corporate backers pulled their support, unwilling to be associated with a show embroiled in such a high-profile legal battle. As the financial foundation of The View crumbled, the gravity of the situation became undeniable. What some had dismissed as just another PR crisis was now a full-scale disaster. No one felt the weight of it more than Sunny Hostin. Once a confident legal analyst with a sharp mind and fearless approach, she now seemed a shadow of her former self. Staff members often found her pacing the hallways, eyes red from sleepless nights, her phone pressed to her ear during frantic conversations. The other co-hosts weren't immune to the pressure either. Joy Behar's signature wit had lost its edge, her jokes falling flat. Whoopi Goldberg, typically a commanding presence, appeared subdued, her usual spark missing. Meanwhile, Sarah Haynes observed the turmoil quietly, occasionally offering Sunny a comforting hand squeeze. As the legal battle intensified, the show's content became increasingly cautious. Producers hastily restructured segments, steering clear of anything remotely controversial. Lawyers hovered on set, ready to intervene at the slightest sign of trouble. The once lively and unscripted debates that captivated audiences now felt stiff, scripted, and lifeless. Viewers noticed the shift. Ratings plummeted. Social media buzzed with speculation about what was happening behind the scenes. Then came the announcement that sent shockwaves through the industry. ABC issued a statement declaring that The View would be taking a temporary hiatus. But insiders knew the truth. This wasn't a break, it was the beginning of the end. Staff members quietly packed up their desks. Producers started sending out resumes. Even some of the co-hosts, including Sunny, withdrew from public life, their social media pages going dark. After years of heated debates, impactful discussions, and cultural influence, The View is over. The final blow came when ABC officially canceled the show, citing ongoing legal complications. The once mighty talk show, a staple of American daytime television, had crumbled under the weight of its own recklessness. Social media erupted with reactions. Some mourned the loss, expressing nostalgia for the show's thought-provoking discussions. Others celebrated, calling it long overdue karma for years of polarizing rhetoric. In the aftermath, Sunny Hostin disappeared from the spotlight. Rumors swirled about her future. Would she fight back, attempt to rebuild her career, or had this legal battle cost her everything? Occasionally, cryptic posts about truth and justice appeared on her social media, but she largely remained silent. A viral video surfaced showing her tearfully hugging producers goodbye as she left the studio for the last time. The once bold figure now faced an uncertain future, her career hanging by a thread. The ripple effects of The View's downfall were felt across the industry. Other talk shows scrambled to tighten their scripts, fearing a similar fate. Networks implemented stricter legal oversight, ensuring no host could ever make unchecked claims again. The era of unfiltered, unscripted talk television seemed to be drawing to a close. The studio that once buzzed with energy, where spirited debates echoed through brightly lit sets, now stood eerily silent. Dust gathered on the iconic roundtable that had hosted countless heated conversations and memorable moments. The legacy of The View, however, remained not as a groundbreaking talk show but as a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked media power clashing with legal force. Former staff members still whispered about those final tense days. The fear, the unraveling of a media empire that had once shaped national conversations, left a lasting impression. Many spoke of it as a pivotal moment in daytime television history, one that marked the end of an era defined by raw, unfiltered discourse. Sunny Hostin's departure had symbolic weight, but it wasn't just her career on the line. The View's collapse sent shockwaves across the entire talk show industry. Network executives, now hyper-aware of the risks, began implementing stricter guidelines for live broadcasts. Gone were the days when hosts could speak freely without immediate legal and public relations consequences looming overhead. Producers of competing shows revamped their formats to prioritize cautious, heavily moderated discussions. Topics that once fueled fiery debates were now carefully avoided to minimize potential fallout. Lawyers became permanent fixtures on sets, reviewing scripts and vetting live commentary. The cultural impact of The View's downfall extended beyond television. Social media influencers, bloggers, and even podcasters noted a significant shift in content strategies. The fear of litigation led to a more polished, censored media landscape. While some viewers lamented the loss of authenticity, others welcomed what they saw as a move toward more responsible journalism. Public debates emerged about whether media figures should have absolute freedom of speech or be held accountable for the consequences of their words. Sunny Hostin became a symbol of both defiance and caution, admired by some for speaking her truth, but criticized by others for the fallout her words had triggered. Her co-hosts also faced challenges in their post-View careers. Whoopi Goldberg, despite her iconic status, found it difficult to regain the same influence in media. Joy Behar took a more reserved path, opting for smaller-scale projects. Sarah Haynes distanced herself from controversy altogether, focusing on safer ventures that allowed her to maintain a neutral public image. As time passed, The View became less of a hot topic and more of a historical footnote. Media analysts frequently cited its demise when discussing the changing landscape of television and the rising influence of legal oversight in media production. For Sunny Hostin, rebuilding was an uphill battle. Though rumors of potential book deals and comeback opportunities circulated, nothing concrete materialized for months. The shadow of the lawsuit loomed large, and Sunny remained tight-lipped about her next move. Occasional cryptic social media posts hinted at resilience and reflection, but the once vocal legal analyst now carried herself with a guarded demeanor. Despite the chaos, some industry insiders believed The View's collapse served a greater purpose. It forced a much-needed reckoning within media circles about accountability and the power of speech. The show's end highlighted the delicate balance between entertainment and responsibility. Years later, former fans of The View continued to reminisce about its heyday, the moments that had sparked meaningful conversations at dinner tables across America. Even though its legacy was tainted by controversy, the show undeniably left an indelible mark on daytime television. As the dust settled, one question lingered: was it all worth it? For Sunny, for ABC, and for the audience that once tuned in religiously, the answer remained uncertain. One thing was clear: what began as an ordinary segment on a daytime talk show had snowballed into a defining moment that forever changed the media landscape. The era of unfiltered daytime television was over, and The View's downfall stood as a reminder of how quickly things could unravel when controversy, power, and legal scrutiny collided.